Dan. Hi, everybody. Welcome. This is the recording of the Runaround podcast. Today, we're joined with a very good friend, a longtime friend, someone that you've never heard their voice, and I've never heard their voice until today. We're hanging out with the one, the only, Powd3rd T04stman. And I'm going to go, where is the scene? There it is. Hello, sir.
Hello.
Hi. What's up?
Not much. What's going on?
You know, just recording a podcast with the homie. You know, just going to hang out.
Sure.
Well, this has been a long time coming, like actually hearing your voice. This is the first time we're talking, like, I would say on the phone, but like hearing voices, each other's voices. Well, I'm hearing your voice.
Yeah, no.
Whatever.
I'm as you can see by the picture, I'm told that my voice doesn't match my face. Like I visually look like I should have a deeper voice than I do, and I don't.
See, I wasn't gonna. Damn it. Damn it.
So now that splinter's going to stick in your brain.
But it's a handsome face.
Well, thank you. That's actually my favorite picture of me.
I like it. That's used to.
That was in Lake George, New York, 3-4 years ago. Little long weekend trip.
Okay.
And I had that sweatshirt made there.
Nice. I love that. That's a great sweatshirt. I like the Powd3rd T04stman sweatshirts.
Yeah.
Or the Powd3rd T04stman. So, we kind of talk about here because people know you because you're in chat, but we're going to do like we do. We're going to do a warm-up here. Just think of it as like a run, but like we're not actually running because I don't feel like doing that today, and I'm not going to torture you, but I want to give you a couple minutes just to kind of introduce yourself to everybody, so that because they're all hearing your voice for the first time too. So, like, tell us about yourself, how long you've been a stream watcher, and just anything you want to share.
Okay. So I go by Powd3rd T04stman. That's not my first gamer tag ever, but it is the one I've had the longest and it's stuck.
Okay.
My actual name is TJ. According to my birth certificate, there are some who call me Tim, but even my parents don't really call me that. I haven't been called Tim since the last time I was in trouble, so it's usually just TJ.
Okay.
I have been a stream watcher since, let's see, I think I was watching streams maybe 6 months before I found you.
Okay.
So we're going to call it 8 years.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. And that was way back on Mixer. Actually, that was right when I think Beam had just turned to Mixer because I kept hearing about that in conversation.
Yeah.
Like I never got on Beam, but I was on Mixer, and the topic of conversation quite a bit was still about the changeover.
Yeah.
So I guess all of Mixer, and now here we are on Twitch.
Yep.
Hi, Nicole.
Hey, Nicole. Hey, Michael. I remember the morning they changed. I didn't know it was changing, and I remember waking up like, what the fuck is Mixer? Where's my Beam? It was like, that's the Beam logo. Why is it Mixer? What happened? Like, yeah. Because I think I came over, I followed Human Echoes over, and that's who I was watching first. Way back when Infunctable was PT Barpun and a part of that group. So... but yeah, I think I found Yorick and Bicycle Walrus. Those are the first two I think that I was watching on the Mixer before I streamed.
Bicycle Walrus.
Yeah, he's still on the Twitter. Yeah. That's where I learned of the shame bell. Shame. Okay, I gotta ask, who's the first streamer you watched on or Mixer?
It was on Mixer, and I think probably because he was on the carousel that day, it was probably Rocket Bear. I think Rocket Bear was actually the very first streamer I ever watched or followed.
Okay. Man, I remember Rocket Bear.
Yeah, he's been on hiatus. It's probably going to turn out permanent because I think he got a really good job.
Nice.
But he's been on hiatus for quite. You still see him once in a while, like in Discord and stuff like. Actually, I messaged him the other day. He's a Floridian, and I was concerned about him after Helene.
Yeah.
And I'm still waiting for a message back. So hopefully I get that soon.
Oh man. I've got two employees that one's in Georgia, and the other one is in South Carolina. North Carolina, sorry, North Carolina, and both are still without power. The one in North Carolina is like it could be 3 weeks. I'm like, goodness, and I'm
Yeah,
trying to get them. Oh,
parts of
not
North
good.
Carolina got like wiped off the map. There's what is that? Chimney Rock is basically
Yeah,
like they could just pave over.
that's
Like
just.
the elevation of the town is now 8 or 9 feet higher, and they can just pave over.
Oh my god.
It was buried under mud and debris.
Oh, not good. Like they're
No,
like I keep telling them stop working. They're like, well, we have nothing else to do because we don't have power. They're running off. They're working off a generator. I'm like, one of them took yesterday off. She's like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm not gonna work. I'm like, yeah, don't work. Save the gas.
definitely
Oh,
higher priorities right now, I think, than
yeah. But like my boss and I were talking about it, and I'm like, look, I get it. They want the distraction, right? Like sometimes you need that.
yeah.
Like I get it, but like your job's safe. Like you're fine. Like it's gonna be fine. We're not gonna
This
like
is an
replace you.
understandable. This is
Yeah,
an understandable excuse of why you're not at work right now.
yeah. Like we have a whole policy for this kind of thing at work. Like, does the person have power? Are they using like it's we have a whole thing. Like, and she's like, well, since I took last week off because we didn't have power, should I like work tomorrow? I'm like, no, like no, just stop it. Stop it. All right, I'm checking on Joe again because I'm worried about him running. You know what? I'm gonna stop worrying about him because he's just killing it. Sorry. Our friend Cool Runnings, who folks might remember was on episode 2 of the podcast, is running a marathon currently as PTM and I are actually recording this. And he's just, it's absurd how fast that man is. And anyway, uh, we're talking about you. So Rocket Bear was the first, okay. And then how did we find each other? Was it through Human Echoes or was it
I think
Inflectable?
I mean back on Mixer, I think you were front page at one point, and I was like, "What is this guy doing?" Like, I see pots and pans and steam, and I clicked on I just clicked on it, and I was like, "He is making beer. I love beer," and it stuck.
It
I think the first time I introduced myself in chat, you laughed about my name after you translated it because I have it in because some
yep.
little son of a bitch has the appropriately spelled version of my name, and I have to use
Yes,
zeros and a 4.
the lead speak, the lead, I mean, peer
Yeah,
to peer. Yep, yep. I remember, like, yeah, that's because I did just do was just brewing when we started when I started. Um, yeah, I miss that kitchen. There are times that I come down here and I'm like, I like it here, but I miss that kitchen some.
I like the Panic Song intro is still in that kitchen.
Yep, it is, it is, and I still like I had to make it retro. I'm like, I can't re-record it because that it sounded it just felt like blasphemy to re-record
Unless
it.
you let that play for half of it, and then you do like a fade into the new kitchen of you running around prepping for a brew,
See, that
sort of like
was
the
the
throughput.
original. Yeah, the original plan was to do that, but I still haven't gotten the cameras down where I want them necessarily. Like the pot cam, which is the frustration cam, and then the GoPro. Mostly because the GoPro doesn't stay up there all the time. I'm like, eh. But I'm gonna rethink it in November when the cousin's here and his fiance. So we might do something. I might record something.
I always loved that intro. That if you muted it and played the Benny Hill theme song, it still syncs up.
It did, yeah. God damn it. Now I'm never gonna unhear that.
It's just when you speed it up that way, it just looks so hectic, even though it's just you like bustling around the kitchen getting ready to do something. It's so like it's panicked, which is why the Panic Song is probably perfect.
Yeah, that was kind of what I was going for, and then like the original because I mathed wrong on Panic Song. I had the speed. I have a version I think somewhere on Google Drive of that sped up version, like twice as fast as it actually is in the intro, and it's like comical. It's like I just hear like the chipmunks. It's just, like I could never move that fast in real life. I'm like, this is amazing. I remember cackling so hard at it, and I was like, I have to save it just because it's so wrong. Like,
I'm never going to use this, but I'm also never going to get rid of it.
exactly. It's like the pineapple butt stuff. The golf with your friends thing, where PT told us about pineapple butt stuff, and like that VOD is saved on Google Drive. Am I ever going to share it? Most likely no, but it still exists in my heart.
So does the laughter.
Yes. Oh my gosh. And yeah. Oh, and the hangover the next day. because that was a rough one.
Yeah, everybody was a little sloppy that night.
It was, yeah, I'm surprised we didn't get in trouble for that one, honestly, because we were all pretty gone. Like, and then we had Uni up. It was like, what was it, like 6 a.m. He stayed up all night to play with us, and then he won, and just the smack talk of Uni was great.
Isn't that like noon his time? He's in England, right?
Yes, he was 6 hours ahead of us. Well, we played at midnight. It was midnight local time, so it was like 6 a.m. for him.
Oh, so it was his 6 a.m. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Hold on. I have a text from Kelly. She's out. She's leaving the pool, and she's like, I'm going to go to Trader Joe's now. I'm like, yeah, go. Let's go now. It's fine. Like, we're good. Goodness, Mixer. I think there were so many good times on Mixer. Ugh. And I'm guessing, like, you came to Twitch because, well, obviously, you came over because we all had to leave because of what
Had to go somewhere.
Yeah, well, I remember there was a bunch of us were like, all right, we're all going to Twitch, right? Like we're all in agreement because I don't. What was the other place we could have gone? Oh, Facebook. That's right, Facebook.
Which, yeah,
Yeah, no.
I think the only person I can think of off the top of my head that went to Facebook was like Syph.
Syph, I think Lena. Didn't Lena go over there? Queen Eliminator went over, I think.
I believe, yeah, I think so.
There were a few, but like nobody that I followed or was like really close with went. But like we all
No, you only the really big names who could contribute anything to Facebook's $1 million.
Yeah,
Bajillion dollars could go over to Facebook.
Yeah. And then there were like the 20 or 30 of us that sent in someone tweeted out a thing, hey, Mixer partners, you should send an email here and see if you can get partner. And like, I feel bad because like Joe was like, so what did you do for partnership? I'm like, literally it was one sentence. He's like, shut up. I'm like, it's like, hi, I'm Dan, 4th Room Brewing. I brew beer and Mixer. I'm a partner. Can I be partner here? What's the shit? That was my Twitch partner application.
You were, I don't mean to say this the wrong way, but you were probably kind of like the diversity hire of getting your partner button because it's like, oh, we've got plenty of gamers. We don't have anybody in the food and drink category yet.
Well, and I think honestly, it was the Ninja Raid because we got a bunch because the numbers went crazy that stream, that Drunkcraft.
Yeah,
and then
that kind of skyrocketed the bar chart, didn't it?
It did, and then like I got a bunch of front page stuff after that because the numbers like, well, he's really performing, and I think they looked at the numbers at the metrics, so like, holy shit, okay, suckers. I mean,
not that you couldn't have gotten it on your own merit, but that was a really nice booster.
It was pretty cool. Like the first stream we actually started streaming on Twitch as a partner already. Like that was pretty cool. Like
yeah, just like showed up with the purple button.
Yeah, I was like, oh, what the hell is that? That's neat. So yeah. Okay, so we've known each other then because I started June of 2017. So you found me pretty early.
Probably the year you started then.
I think so. Yeah, I think before I was partnered, and because I'm trying to remember when I remember people coming in because Alan and Purple came in. That was the first night stream I did, the brew day, and I burnt my hand. That's the only reason I remember because they were there. And like somebody like trolled and they both went off on the person. It's like, you burnt your hand. And I'm like, you know what, Purple, you're a mod. And I'm trying to remember because I modded you pretty quick too, but I don't remember when. Did we mod you on Mixer or did I mod you here? I can't remember.
Here. Modded me here.
Okay. That's right. Okay, that's right.
So that's going on 5 years now.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. It's a good decision.
Wow. Which was a long time ago.
It really was. Like everything going on in real life and stuff, and like we had the pandemic starting, and like Kelly was still sick. Like I'm like, what's one more thing? I remember reading all the tweets that weekend, like, oh, this isn't good. And then they put out the tweet. I'm like, well, that's not the response I expected, but
yeah. That was a hell of a way to wake up in the morning.
So we've moved over. Like, how has it been coming over? Like for you, like, because we run in the same circles. Like, because you found Bubs, I think before I did. I remember I found him his first brew day. Maybe or was it you that told me about it? I can't remember now.
Yeah, I think I might have mentioned him to you just like offhand.
Yeah, they're like, I think he's
Um,
brewing beer, and I was like, whoa, yeah.
he's the fact that he is a professional heavyweight champion stoner and a chef.
Yes,
He makes some beautifully grubby cuisine style food.
he
You know what I
does.
mean? Like the kind of like you'd like reach into your fridge like I am super high. What do I
Hmm.
have in my fridge? Let's make this look gorgeous.
And
I
he's
love
like
watching
that.
him cook.
It's so fun. Like he's like that. It's like there's that website you can put in like the ingredients you have or like things you have. Like, but he's like the human version of that, and it's amazing. Like
Yeah.
it's fun watching him work. It's fun fucking trolling him and getting him stoned off his ass. But
I
it's
have
magical.
I have one of my favorite clips I've ever taken of any streamer.
Hmm.
You know how he has those channel redemptions for the pineapple suit and the Kool-Aid Man suit?
Yes.
So he was in the Kool-Aid Man suit, and the timer went off saying that he could take it off. And he was saying, "Boy, I got to tell you, folks, cooking in that thing is really difficult. It is super difficult, folks." And then I hit the suddenly pineapples button right then, and it goes suddenly pineapples. He just turns around, looks dead in the camera, and he's like, "Who the fuck did that?" He looks at chat. Powdered Toast Man, was that you? I was cackling. So he had to he like still looking at the camera. He reaches over to the cabinet and takes out the pineapple suit and he's like, right, puts on the
Amazing.
pineapple suit.
Nicole says she doesn't like to troll him. Wait a minute. Are
Yeah,
you
okay, Nicole.
trolling? Yeah, are you trolling me right now saying you don't like to
You're,
troll? Hmm.
Nicole is meta trolling.
Yes. She's like exhibit. Joe, I heard you like trolling, so I'm a
I was
troll.
just
We're
gonna
talking
say,
about trolling.
yo, dog,
See,
I heard you like trolls.
yep, dude, we literally we share brain cells. I feel like Nicole's acting like no, I'm not gonna say it. No, I'm not gonna troll back. That would have been mean. I was gonna say she's acting like Grot. Like what's trolling? Um, she laughed. That's
Nicole,
good.
the evidence I've seen in this channel points to that being a fib.
Uh-huh, uh-huh. I also know her from Chef John Reed's channel, and that is, yes, she trolls 100% of the time. And then in Cerise Jubilee's channel back in the day, yeah.
Oh, I miss Cerise. I hope she's doing good.
Me too. I did, Michael. I did run out. I did. I ran right into it. I did. Head first, no helmet, right into the wall. It was a load bearing one. God damn it, that stuck in my head. That video last night. Who skeets like that?
Who skates on the wall?
What the hell? All right. Here we go. Oh, good. Heard from good. I gotta holler
That's
at her.
good.
That's good. All right. Who? I'm gonna. You don't have to. I guess you could going back to Mixer from Mixer through now. Do you have a top 10 of favorite streamers? Like I can get like Bubs, Elsock, uh,
You,
me, Rocket. I'm guessing is on there.
Rocket Bear.
Yeah.
Big Daddy Tej.
Yep. Okay.
He's
Teach.
he's mostly a Destiny streamer.
Yeah.
But he streams that. Let's see. I also have favorites that have moved on or gone on hiatus, but they're still
Hmm.
high enough to be in that list. So we've
Yeah.
got 8-Bit Blonde. She was actually the
Oh. Yep.
first person I ever modded for.
Okay.
Yeah. Irish Kate.
Oh, I miss Kate.
PT. Well, I'm sorry.
Infunctable. Funky.
Infunctable.
Yeah.
I had to mentally go through the rebrands a couple times.
She's not as
Um,
bad as me.
I'm trying to think. I know I have more, and I'm
Yeah.
flipping through my not live people right now.
Yeah.
Like I'll see a name, be like, oh, no, them. Sorry, I can't believe I forgot to talk about them.
Mhm.
Let's see. Goodness. Well, you know what? Let's call it a top 5.
Okay. See, like
And
I originally had typed 5, and I was like, that's too easy. Like, 'cause I was like, I can name. I'm like, like yeah, there's got to be, yeah. Oh, sorry. I'm like flinging fidget toys around. Apparently, that's what's gonna happen today.
just because if anybody watches this, I don't want them to sound like a afterthought.
We'll
But
dull
like
them
I
in
said,
later.
there's people that you haven't seen in a while, and like you suddenly
Yeah.
see their name, like, oh my god, I haven't seen them in forever. I love watching
Mhm.
them.
I every
Oh,
time York. Go ahead.
McLaffy Taffy. He's on that list. He's
Yeah,
a lot of fun.
yeah, he's funny. Yeah, one who I miss back from Mixer days, Backdraft. Like he was
Oh yeah, yeah,
or Backflap as PT called him.
yeah. Backflip.
Which at the time he came in, this is one of the collabs we did with Infunctable. She was doing the Magnum and it was a dog. She ended up the Magnum PI dog, and Backdraft joined
Oh
us in voice chat, and he's
God,
like,
I remember
"What
that.
in the hell is happening?" Good times.
I absolutely remember that. Some of the things
That
that she did just like stick in your mind
uh-huh.
like a half-remembered nightmare.
Yep. I talked about it with Elsock, the one where she did me, but after Bubba blew up, and
Oh God.
it was like Duck Dynasty meth Dan, and I'm like, I will never forget that.
Or the Hellscape Elmo. The
Yes,
Elmo that's like got his hands in the air, like screaming into a fiery background.
yes, and she painted the hand on her
Yeah.
arms.
Yeah. So she blacked out most of her arm except for the Elmo hands, and then there was a
Yes,
green screen behind her that took out the black.
so
Oh my
amazing.
God.
Uh, her streams that was a lot of fun hanging out in her streams. Like,
Yeah.
and then like when the Human Echoes guys would show up and be like, "What?" Like Joe, especially Joe would show up like, what is happening?" Like, good job, Joe. Thanks for bringing us funky.
Bringing us closer through insanity.
Yes, yes. Uh, I'm gonna go out of order here, but I know you play video games. What is the first video game, either game or series, that you remember playing? I'm gonna guess game. Like you're not as old as me, but I feel like, yeah. First.
The first game I ever played on anything
Hmm.
was Shufflepuck Cafe on the original Macintosh.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
So 1989, I was probably about 4.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and that was green CRT screen,
Mm-hmm.
the mouse with the slightly angled grip and the two huge clonkety buttons.
Yes.
Yeah, and it was literally like not Shufflepuck like you see in a bar with like that sanded wood board. It was against an opponent. So it
Hmm.
was almost like air hockey, but it was
Yeah.
called Shufflepuck Cafe,
Yeah.
and it was sci-fi, outer space themed, and every
Okay.
character that you played against got progressively more and more difficult.
I like it.
But yeah, I remember I played that for hours and hours in.
Nice.
Let's see, the first place I remember living was a small apartment in Brooklyn with my parents,
Okay.
and mom wanted to get a computer,
Hmm.
so you know things were better and brighter then. So my parents had a good booming business that brought in a lot of money because those original Macs were
They were pricey.
expensive.
Yeah.
Talking like $8,000-9,000 for a home PC.
Yeah. Like that's part why my dad was an Atari fan. It's cheaper. Like, yeah, back in the day. Back in the day. Okay.
I always blame my parents for my love of gaming because
Hmm.
when I was actually that same year when I was 4, I had a double hernia surgery.
Oh
But
man.
they think it was they believe it was a congenital thing because that wasn't like I did something that caused the injury. It just kind of
Right.
happened one day.
Yeah.
Went in the hospital, had surgery, and when I woke up, my parents presented me with a gray carrying case with 4
Okay.
games and the original Game Boy in it.
Nice. Just gonna
So,
say,
that
yeah.
thing got beat to hell, well loved, and anytime my parents would ever say anything about, you're always playing that stupid Nintendo. Well, it's your fault, Mom.
Yeah. Yeah, you kind of did it. What were the first 4 games? What were the games you had?
Um, was a Mario game. It
Hmm.
wasn't like the same one as on NES. It was I forget what it was called, but it was a Mario game.
I remember that one. I had that one.
Balloon,
Yeah. Balloon.
Balloon
Okay.
Kid,
Yeah.
um, Tetris,
Yep.
probably some other like Castlevania was a Castlevania
Yep.
game.
Okay.
Before like my parents didn't even know a Castlevania. They probably went into like KB Toys and was like, "What's 5 good games for a young boy?" Um,
Like, here you go.
yeah, and I can't remember the 5th one, but I remember those ones specifically. Actually, it might have been 2 different Mario games.
Okay. I think I
and
had
then the other
Dr.
three were
Was Dr. Mario on Game Boy? I feel like it was on. I remember it on the NES,
yeah,
but I feel like I had it on the Game Boy too.
yeah.
And then I had a
I'm almost positive
basketball
Dr.
game.
Mario was.
Yeah. And then I had NBA. It was like two or 1-on-1 you could play NBA like kind of game. But I remember that Mario game, like that thing. I loved it and hated it at the same time. But I got my Game Boy after my first knee surgery because I couldn't, be on my legs. So like, here, it's June in Chicago. All your friends are out here. Have this. I'm like, okay, thanks.
That's basically what happened. I was more or less bent in half in pain from recovering from that surgery. And my parents were like, well, he's not going for a couple of months. Here, have a thing to occupy yourself.
Yeah.
This was back when hernia surgeries were not done. The word laparoscopic hadn't been invented yet.
Yeah. Oh, that was
So,
harder. Yeah.
Yeah, it was too. I mean, this was when I was 4. I'm 39 now, and I still have 2 visible white scars down yonder from when they did it. And I'm talking about like they're 2 or 3 inch incision marks from when they did the surgery. So I was like literally bent at the waist because I couldn't straighten because the abdominal wall had been stitched shut.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah. So that was rough.
Yeah, that's that summer. I remember it was the Bulls were in the finals against Portland, I think. And my friends were dumb and I was dumb and I'm in a full leg cast after pretty, major knee surgery, and they decided they rented a wheelchair and we took the metro downtown to go to Grant Park, which seemed like a good idea until we got off the train and it was hell. I'm like, can we just go home? Like, I want to go, but I don't want to go. This hurts. And like people, like they kept ramming me. Like my foot was like a battering ram, and they would just hit people.
Jesus.
I'm like, motherfuckers! Like you got a cast. I'm like, but it still hurts. Like, stop it. Which is the same summer we went down to see my dad. Which you think full leg cast. Let's go to Austin, Texas for the summer.
Ugh, the sweat.
Dude, I cleared the doctor's office when they cut that cast off when we got back.
Ugh.
They're like, oh Lord. I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm a stinky boy. Like, brutal. But like my sister would back into the elevator and forget that my leg was out straight, so the door would just kind of on the cast.
Just.
And I'd be like, and my dad would just start laughing, and I would laugh because it didn't hurt. It was just hitting the cast. And it's just like, what? And my dad's like, you gotta turn him a little. Good times. Okay, so Macintosh is their first gaming system. What's your favorite game or series all time?
Favorite game or series all time? God, I don't have a collection like Elsock does, but I've probably played nearly that many games. So
Okay.
probably my favorite game. I mean, you know what? I'll give you a top 3.
Okay.
Make it easier on myself, and it's more entertaining that way. Top 3. Control, which came out a couple of years ago for the Xbox.
Okay. Yeah.
It's the same developer that made Max Payne, but it's very sci-fi. Super duper game. I really love that. Final Fantasy VII.
Okay.
If we're talking RPGs, was definitely going to be Final Fantasy VII as my top one. And then probably, if I really had to like gun to my head, top game of all time was Baldur's Gate 2: Shadows of Amn.
Okay.
I played that game so much when it came out, I lost like 27 pounds from forgetting to eat.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, that was
Norgy, yes, that is.
That's one of those games that has like 300 or 400 hours of game time in it, and I probably used all of them.
Dude, that's awesome. Wow. Not awesome you didn't eat, but that's
I could stand to not eat.
Yeah. I mean I would there were games I remember not sleeping. Contra, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the arcade version when it first came out, because that game pissed me off because you could never save it. But Norgy, yes, that is PTM in your head and in mine. And Brian, yes, I am older than dirt. Duh. The Final Fantasy 7. How many? Okay, this is gonna be a noob question, like Dan saying element wrong. but how many are there? There's 15, 14, 15, 6. There's a lot of Final
I
Fantasies.
I think 16 is coming.
16. Okay.
I believe the first 6 were like NES and Super Nintendo, pixelated,
Yeah.
which actually just released in a collection. You can get it on Xbox.
Nice.
So 7 was the first like made with polygons, PlayStation
Yeah.
2 era.
Yeah.
And then I think 7, 9, and 10 are probably my 3 favorite in that series,
Okay.
personally.
Okay.
I never played any of the online ones, but I know they have a huge following.
Yeah.
Like I know several people who play Final Fantasy 14. Yeah, Final Fantasy 14.
Okay.
And that's a great big following on that one.
Nice. Brian, only 6 and 7 matter. That's fair. Okay.
Everyone that I know that plays games has everyone I know that plays games that plays Final Fantasy games has an opinion like that.
Okay.
It's like these games rock, screw this game, because they're it's not linear. It's not like 7, 8, and 9 have nothing to do with each other. They're totally different stories.
Yeah.
So like 7 I love, 8 can fuck off back into the void as far as I'm concerned. And then 9 and 10 are like marvels of video gaming.
Okay. I like it. That's hilarious. I don't want to get hate, but what jumped in my head were the Fast and Furious movies. I don't know why, but when you said that these games are like different, I'm like, oh, so like Tokyo Drift, and I'm like, I am ashamed that I said that, but I've now said it out loud, so I'm really not that ashamed, I guess. But maybe I should.
No, don't be. My stepdaughter's a big fan of the Fast and the Furious series, and
Okay.
I'm always ribbing on her because I'll say things like Fast and the Furious 2, we should have stopped at 1.
Yes, Faster, Furiouser. It's I live my life quarter mile at a time. I can't even Vin Diesel. That's terrible. I probably shouldn't Vin Diesel.
I think what happened was the first one was such a commercial success that they were like, hey, we could do that again, and they said that like 9 times.
Yeah.
Hey, we could do that again, and it just kept working for some reason because the same people who've been growing up with the series keep going to see the movies.
Yeah, they're like, oh my god, what happens this one? It's like, well, my dad and we've talked about my argument with my dad about Top Gun and Top Gun Maverick. I'm like, it's the same movie. He's like, no, it's not. I'm like, no, it is. I think you could do that with Fast and Furious a little bit too. Like, is this the one where they're in cars? Yeah. They're going fast? Yeah. Is this the one where the car flew? No. Answer the question. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Nicole,
The only difference. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say the only difference between Top Gun and Maverick is that in Top Gun, Maverick is the learner, as it were, and then in Maverick, he's the teacher. But it's the same thing. It's basically an hour and a half, 2 hour long training montage.
Yep.
That ends in a near impossible or extremely difficult mission that has to be completed. And there you go.
I will say
and we're
Maverick,
in jets.
and Maverick also has the the Tom Cruise grunting that if you remember his Mummy movie, if you ever saw the trailer without the music, it was just like that. They actually took that. I feel like they saw that meme, like we should do that in one of the scenes in Maverick and do it. And he's like, I could do that in the jet. It's one where he's showing that they could actually pull the mission off, and all you hear is just Maverick and they're all like listening and watching.
Fun fact: the reason for the grunting. Yeah. I think I learned this from an episode of MythBusters. So he's actually like a pretty accomplished pilot, as far as things go. I don't like him as a person, but he's a pretty accomplished pilot. And the grunting is actually to raise your blood pressure in high G maneuvers, so you don't black out.
Yeah. Okay.
Like you'll hear that, like it's like if when they're doing like a steep climb or something, you'll hear them. It's almost like they're clenching. It's like,
yeah,
and it's them physically clenching down their blood vessels to keep from passing out.
Okay.
But yes, coming out of a human being, it sounds ridiculous.
It does. And you're like, why, Tom? Why? But like, I like that. Like, I don't like him as a person, but like the fact that he does his own stunts is a little bit crazy to me. Like, he's like, I'll do it, and they're like, no. He's like, no, I'm doing it. I'm like, okay, all right, Tom.
Like that Mission Impossible scene where he's strapped to this. I mean, we don't see that, but he's strapped to the side of a plane, and it's actually him.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah. Like there's one of them it's great. Like one of the Mission Impossibles with the motorcycle where he jumps off the cliff to like it's one of those another one of those like how why that's crazy. Like the dude just
Yeah.
crazy.
That is the one kudo that I will give him is that he's got to be one of the only Hollywood actors who what do we need a stuntman for? I'm here.
Yeah, I got it. I don't need you.
For the most part, I mean, I'm sure there's certain things he won't do, but
yeah, like be normal. Oh,
Oh.
Dan's taking shots. Tom Cruise, zing. You mentioned MythBusters. I missed that show.
Oh God, yeah, me too.
So good. I see clips. Like I'll go down a rabbit hole on YouTube some nights, and I'm like, oh, it's MythBusters.
I think I have most of it. No, I'm sorry. I probably stopped at about year 9, but I have like DVD box sets of it.
Nice.
There's actually a line from that show that lives in my head rent free that I've always felt kind of the epitome of what that show is about, and it was way in the beginning when they're building the Archimedes death ray, that big panel of mirrors.
Yep.
And because this came out of Jamie, who is definitely the straight man of that comedy duo, he's standing in a beam of sunlight, and he goes, "Our death ray doesn't seem to be working. I'm standing right in it, and I'm not dead yet." It was like one of the funniest things they ever said on the show, and it came out of his mouth. And they were like, "That is the mission statement of this entire show."
That's great. I love
Our
it.
death ray doesn't seem to be working.
He did like he was the straight man, like, and I like the history, like what they both had been doing, and I can't believe that the show went on so long. Like I know there's always like friction, like tension between them, but like it was such a fun show.
They
And,
actually
like,
don't like each other in real life.
that's I know, which is crazy. Like
Or
I mean,
at
it's not
least
crazy.
at least they can handle being with each other, but they're not like, "Hey, what are you doing Saturday night?" They're not those
Right.
kinds of people.
It's not like the dual survival show where those dudes hate each other. Like,
Yeah.
"Hey, let's put these two different dudes that want to survive it. They're totally different styles. Like, they could work together, but yeah, MythBusters. Like, I remember they had the exhibit, the traveling museum exhibit, and I didn't get to enjoy it fully because we took the kids, and Kay, when Kay was younger, was very afraid of loud noises, and this was Kay through the entire exhibit, just walking around in terror, covering her ears. Did not like it, and I was like, "What is your what? Why? Why?" I'm like, "Look, it's Buster." She's like, "Go, okay." So we went, and then went into the weather thing, which is the time we learned that she didn't like the big lightning thing, the big like Tesla coil.
The Tesla coil.
Yeah, she hated it because it would go off every like 20 minutes.
And they're extraordinarily loud when you actually see one in person.
Yeah. So we have Kay
That
being terrified of that, but Penny walking in the tornado thing, just like that's the kids right there. Sorry, go ahead.
That museum, that display was actually at the Liberty Science Center when I was there a while ago.
Nice.
Yeah, so there was like well, I guess costumes, but it was like the white shirt, beret, and khaki pants that Jamie always wore.
Yes.
Adam's Indiana Jones hat, leather jacket, and then they had like somewhere I have a picture of Ginger sitting on like basically like a wooden swing seat being held up by a phone book.
Yep.
Because they did that whole thing, like you couldn't pull them apart.
Yeah.
The dodge out of the way of a bullet thing, like
Yeah.
you stand in front of a thing and a light would go off in the distance and you have to like move,
Yep.
and then you look on a computer monitor basically at yourself getting shot.
Yeah.
Because you can't do it.
I remember they had the toast. Does the toast fall buttered side? They had that experiment kind of there. You could kind of interact with it. It wasn't real toast, but the whole like they had the setup. I'm like, yeah, they had the swing with the phone book. That was cool. And I think they had the gunshot thing. And I'm like, nope, I can't. Nope, never. This just proves I'd be dead or maimed.
At the very least, I'd have a new hole in my body.
Yeah, it's a new piercing in a way. Dan, how'd you get that belly button piercing? Don't ask. Why is it so large? Shut up. You weren't there.
Continue
man.
not asking.
Yeah. You don't want to know, man. The only other exhibit I liked better than the MythBusters one is the Lego one. Like at the museum that we had. Actually, no, that's a lie. I liked the Body Works thing. Wasn't that the one where they had like they took like people that died and they were part of the exhibit and like their bodies like they had like blood vessels like or like muscles.
Oh God, yeah.
Like
They would they actually had to dub the name for a process. It was like plastification,
yes, yes, yes.
and it was like actual cadavers
yeah,
plastified.
yeah.
And yeah, I remember seeing I never went, but I remember seeing pictures of that. I remember there was one. It was a pregnant woman who had passed away,
Yep.
and it was like the woman and the baby.
Yeah.
It's
It
like,
was-
okay, these are like interesting and from a certain standpoint, like a beautiful look at the human body, but at the same time, it's like,
Sad.
ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember going like being like mystified and mortified. Like, like it was like I
Right.
don't know what to feel right now. It's kind of like the Talladega Nights. Like I don't know what to do with my hands. It's kind of thing. I don't know why I went
I think
there.
there was one where it was like literally just the total blood vessel system of a body standing
Yeah. Yep.
in a pose.
Yeah.
And it's like, I wonder if these people, like, did they specifically donate their bodies to art? Or, like, they
Right.
said science and someone was like, sure, this is scientific, we'll take them.
It's science adjacent.
Yeah.
The only one I remember trying to heckle because I was an idiot, but the Dead Sea Scrolls they had and the people like they had people like in the exhibit their job they were trying to like translate it and stuff, so they're like trying to piece it together and walk up, what's that one say? Trying to like knock on the glass like being an idiot, like what's that one say? And the girl I was with at the time was like, you're not funny. I'm like, I know, but I kind of think I am. I don't know. All right, I asked Elsock this last episode, so I'm going to ask you as well because I'm curious. If you could live in any game world, which would it be and why?
I know when you asked Sock about this, he kind of went the safe route.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I figure like if it's anything like kind of like our world adjacent,
Mhm.
you know, there's danger everywhere potentially.
Yeah.
Anytime you get in your car and drive anywhere, you take your life in your hand. So I'd probably say something like maybe like the world of like Skyrim, like an
Okay.
Elder Scrolls type world.
Okay.
Or that's a really good question. Stardew, you'd be relaxed all the time, I think, because
Yeah.
you know, especially if that soundtrack just plays from the sky all the time in the Stardew world.
At first, it would be freaky as hell. I was like, where's that
Right?
coming
Like why?
from?
You know, why is the sun screaming at us?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it would probably be one of those really expansive RPG worlds.
Okay.
Skyrim, or maybe like Red Dead Redemption.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah, that'd be because I think that'd be really that would suit.
I like it.
Yeah, I think probably something like that. One of those two, but it would definitely be like one of the really big, expansive RPG type worlds.
Okay.
Like an Elder Scrolls or maybe a Final. Nah, not a Final. Too linear, but you know
Okay.
what I'm getting at. Something really
Yeah.
big.
Yeah, I gotcha. I like it. I think it didn't Sock settled on Stardew, I think, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
If I remember, or Animal Crossing, but I think it was Stardew.
I think he settled on Animal Crossing was a contender
Yeah,
for a minute,
Yeah.
but then I think he kind of realized that Tom Nook lives there.
that's right. I'm remembering now. All right, worst video game experience of your life.
Wow, like a game I really didn't enjoy, or
Yeah, that like the one that if like your personal hell was going to be playing one game that you hated playing that you're now stuck with playing. What would
wow,
it be?
that's a hunker of a question. Like if I had a gun to my head
Mhm.
and I had to play this game, that would be that one.
Okay.
Goodness.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm mentally traveling through like 35 years of gaming.
It'll be a while. It's fine. got many games to cover.
I've never been good at platformers,
Okay.
like Metroid or Castlevania games or things like that.
Okay.
You know, because you die constantly.
Yeah. Those are rage-inducing.
You know what? It would as it's a game that I loved for the sake of like what the material was, but also it was infuriating.
Mhm.
The Nintendo Entertainment System Ninja Turtles game.
Yes.
Like it was a great game, and
Yeah.
I can actually play it right now because the Cowabunga I forget what it was called. I have it on my Xbox right now, but it's like a compendium of Ninja Turtles video games. Like the NES game, I think the one on Game Boy is on there. The Hyperstone Heist is in there, but that
Okay.
one, especially the goddamn underwater levels, that would be it. That would be my personal hell.
Okay.
I think anything else I could probably at least get through. I've never beaten that game ever.
Fair. That's I don't want to answer. I don't want to give my answer because I don't want to trigger people. Personal hell, Star Trek Fleet Command, but you couldn't pay any money to cheat, or there's no like pay to play part of it. You just you were stuck playing it forever because
that's like three-quarters of the game.
It is. I got that burnout on it, and like having to like, cause like Norgie and Shaggy were like, you should play again. And I'm like, no, no, cause like no. So like a game like that. What else? There was another one that came into my mind. Actually, I'm getting to the point like Minecraft, like starting over, like without setting up my own server, like having to play by the rules, not being able to cheat or do any have any mods or anything like that. Like starting a brand new Minecraft world and yeah, I would get bored as well. Holy crap. Joe is ridiculous. I'm sorry. An alert thing went off, but
did he finish? I saw that his estimated time to finish was.
He's at mile 20. Just finished mile 23. He slowed to like 8 minutes 40 seconds, and this last mile was 7:28. So he's
got 20 some odd minutes of a marathon left.
Basically, yeah.
Jesus.
Like that's the dude's quick. Anyway, and I couldn't run that fast. Like you and I were talking about it before we went live. Like if either one of us is running that fast, you need to move too, because you're right, something bad's coming.
Something's coming.
Yeah. Nicole, it's ridiculous. It's disgusting and ridiculous and awesome, like all at the same time. Like I'm legit. There's part of me I'm like, I wish I could move that fast. Like it's amazing. Like he probably has running pictures where his feet aren't on the ground, like the fast people, like the elites, where like he's like actually
like a still shot of a cheetah.
Yeah, whereas his feet are off the ground. Like that's that I will never have that, like ever. Like you're lucky if one of my feet is off the ground. Also, I drank my LaCroix last night after stream in the pint glass you got me with the Chicago Marathon course on it. I love that cup.
Oh yeah, I saw that was on Uncommon Goods, which is a fun website to browse. That's a lot of. It's almost like a concentrated Etsy.
Yes. Yeah.
Like people make things and then they bring it to the website and they say, hey, if you want one. Like I have, I'll have to send you a picture of it. I have, when I got married, each of my groomsmen got a handmade stoneware beer stein.
Ooh.
And each one of them is very slightly different. So when I got we had a huge wedding party. I had like 7 guys.
Okay.
So they each got one. And I had to like put them all out on a table and like try them, like pick them up and like, oh, this handle's a little bit narrower. Brian has smaller hands. I'll give that one to Brian. And then I was like, here, he's a big guy. He's got bigger hands. And the loop on this handle is much bigger. I'll give him that one. This one's mine because I like it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. No, one of the things that talk about streaming, we touched on this in the other episodes, I think a little bit, but like the fact that you and I are hanging out, like, and getting to do this is the fact you and I text every day, like streaming has kind of brought cool people, you into my life, and it's I feel very lucky and happy that streaming, like, because people are like, what's streaming? I'm like, dude, if you even like, I could give you the generic answer, but like, it's friendship. That's kind of what it boils down to, and I like that we're just here talking randomly on a Saturday about video games and Tom Cruise grunting. And
when
Mythbusters.
when Ginger and I first started dating, she's a very extroverted type person.
Mhm.
Like she loves to go out and go into the kind of places that are like she's like that kind of a girl.
Okay.
She's toned it down a little bit because
Yeah.
stuff's expensive these days. But
Right.
she's still, and I've gotten to the point where I will go with her sometimes, but it's not my cup of tea. And
Mhm,
she's
mhm.
never really been like a total and complete stay-at-home body type person.
Yeah.
So when we first started dating, and I'd be like, doing something on Twitch or playing video games or something, she, not like from a gross nagging girlfriend kind of way, but in a
Yeah.
concerned, how come you never go out? Like, you have friends. I do have real friends, obviously, but like,
Yeah.
you don't go out to see them very often. It's like I have
Yeah.
like just as many friends here in this
Mhm.
box I'm looking at.
Yeah.
That I consider real friends. So like I get all of my socializing. The little green bar under my sim goes up just from sitting here.
Yeah.
Which is, good God, another gaming reference I just made in normal conversation.
I almost, yep. Sims would have been another one, like Hellscape, like I just never got it. But I got the reference.
You know what? For clarification and qualification,
Mhm.
I don't play any of them, so I couldn't add this to the list. But if my absolute hellscape for a game
Mhm.
would be probably some kind of horror game, because I don't play them.
Yeah.
I do not play horror games. Like I don't want to sit down and like be. I don't want to sit down play a game that elevates my heart rate for a bad reason.
Yeah.
Like I don't
Yeah.
even like portions of games where you have to go underwater because that scares me. I have tryptophobia.
Okay. Yeah.
Like I don't like being underwater. Or anytime you're in a game and something is chasing you.
Yep. I hate that.
That it like you're like my hands start flailing like I don't know what to do, I don't know, and you just like start sweating, and it's like that's not why I'm here.
Yeah.
So someone will be live and I'm like, oh, I like to watch them. They're fun. Oh, they're playing a horror game.
Yep. That's Uni playing the first time I saw him playing Outlast. I'm like, no. No.
Yeah, that's even better. It's dark. The only time you can see anything is through a night vision camera, and the monster is undefeatable.
Yeah. Yep.
No, thank you.
I keep doing it to myself. Like, I'm pretty proud that I picked a scary game to play in 2 weeks. I think I'm gonna hate myself for that in 2 weeks, but and then
I'm
adding
gonna
on
watch because it's gonna be hilarious, but I'm not gonna like it.
Oh yeah, no, you'll have fun because you guys will have the added value of sending Penny down to scare the shit out of me, and she's been planning like alternate things to do, and she's like, what if I did that? Like, she's like, kind of like asking questions to kind of push the limit and see, she's like, where's that line gonna be for Dad? And yeah, it's
How big of a paper bag could I blow up behind his head?
dude, like the wooden spoon or the rubber, like the oven mitt that scared the crap out of me last time. And I was like, yeah, if it was like a wet hand or something. She's like, what if I took the oven mitt and got it wet? And I'm like, dude,
What about one of those like stretchy hands? Like you stretch it and it like sticks to the wall.
Oh my god, yeah, the like
Like a
the
hand,
whip
an
ones.
elastic hand on a string. You know what I mean?
That nope.
Just
Like if that were to come and hit me in the head and my hat came off, I would
crack you in the back of the neck with it.
There was one, I think it was the oven mitt. I wanted like my reflex was to turn, and I had my fist. I'm like, there was one of them. It was like 2 scary streams ago. Like I legit was ready to I was like, no, I don't like this. Terrible. It's terrible. So yeah, I think I would agree. A horror game would be hell. Like having to play that for eternity.
I couldn't add it to the list of things I didn't like because I don't like them altogether.
Yeah.
The first time I saw somebody playing Alien Isolation, no, you're wandering around a space station. The alien can come from absolutely anywhere, and then in doing research about it, the AI of the game
Yeah.
remembers how you've hidden from it before.
Nope. Mm-mm. Nope.
Right. So it learns your behavior, and then it's like, oh, he hid in that locker the last time. I'll bet he's
Yeah.
in this locker. No. So you have
No.
to like be like constantly finding new ways, and then like
No.
guns will only repel it; it won't kill it.
No.
So no, thank you. No, nope, nope.
Is that also the one? Which is the one? There's an alien one where if you talk, it picks up your audio on the microphone, and it gives it away.
That one.
Is
That one also does that.
No, nope. Fuck that. Nope. No.
If you play with a headset with a microphone or a microphone like streaming
No.
setup, it can pick up your voice. So you have to like when you're hiding in the closet, you have to like cover your mouth and don't breathe. Yeah, no.
Hell no.
I'm already not breathing. I've clenched everything.
Yeah, everything is clenched. Joe is close to being done.
Jesus.
Holy fuck. That's impressive. Wow. Okay. Yeah, no. No. My heart rate is elevated because we're talking about this. He's been talking about horror games. No.
There's a very fine sheen of sweat on my neck from talking about scary games.
This is like when people are like, oh, what if there were like zombies, like stormtrooper zombies? I'm like, no, don't ruin what I like. Don't, no, stop it. No. But I'm like, no, it would not. It would suck. No. I don't like that.
Breathe it
I don't
out.
like
Okay, shake out the hands. All right.
All right, deep cleansing breath. Okay. What is your here's a random one, you ready? Favorite blurb redemption or favorite channel redemption in any stream. It doesn't have to be mine, it could be anything that anyone has. So favorite blurb I feel like is pretty universal, and then anybody's channel redemption that you like.
And not just because I suggested it to you, the cornbread thing is
I think
always
amazing.
hilarious.
It's amazing.
43 seconds of a man singing the word cornbread.
Yeah.
I don't know. For some reason, it's absolutely hilarious. So that is honestly my favorite channel point redemption of anybody.
Okay.
And my favorite blurb. I know your blurps aren't up, but let me flip through my library real quick because I have a library.
I like that you have a library. You have a library, like I have a list of naughty names to give subs to on Twitch.
Man, I have a lot. There's one I have. It's called Inhaling Randy Savage Cut. So it's just anytime, yeah.
Yep.
Anytime he just like breathes heavy. The lemon drop tequila one, where it's actually the song Tequila played before the girl goes, I didn't know it was a lemon.
Okay, I've heard that one. Yeah.
I think I legitimately I don't want that to sound like a cop out. I legitimately have too many because they're all situational.
Sure. That's fair.
You know, like someone might say or do something, and like I have a blurb for that. just let me flip through the Rolodex real quick.
It literally, that's yeah. Okay, I can relate to that. With
here's what I'm looking at. It's usually if I'm in El Sox channel and Frigid Phoenix stops by.
Yeah.
He's another streamer. I have one. It's Sylvester Stallone in Demolition Man when he jumps out of the helicopter and he's going Phoenix. I only play that when Frigid Phoenix shows up.
Okay.
So they're situated. So like in that instance, that's my favorite because I love, you know what I mean? Like they're all situational.
Yeah.
Have you checked your butthole? That's what she said. I will send you to Jesus.
That butthole one, that song that comes out, like Penny and I just listened to it and we're in the car and like we literally just, and Kelly will sit there in the car like, what is wrong with you two? Like nothing. It's a great song. I introduced I can't remember what it was. Somebody got Kentucky Jelly the other day. That's one of my favorite Twitch names. Like the fact that they spelled it out is just like I don't get it. And I'm like, think about it. I'll wait. I don't get it. How do you abbreviate Kentucky? Oh, like there you go. Cool Runnings and I have an agreement that if I ever give up on life and I'm gonna rage quit Twitch, he's gonna get Grandma's beef curtains as a gifted sub. He's like, no, you are a mod. No. I'm like, okay, fair.
This is how you know I'm going scorched earth.
Yep. If I'm saying fuck it all. He's like, so that's when we do like a wellness check. I'm like, yeah. I can't remember the first. You know what? I think it was Chef John Reed that first got. It was. He's the first one that got Grandma's beef curtains, and I don't remember the stream or why, but I'm glad that we found it. Speaking of cerise, there was the placenta hype train we did once. Rexus and I.
Oh, I remember.
So good. We did. That's actually how Nicole and I we bonded over troll names for CGR. Like the greatest is still the when it was Halloween like 2-3 years ago, and he was trying to do steamed buns, but he was trying to make them grubs. They legit, but they were Hulk penises, but they were tied up, so it was like BDSM Hulk penises, and that was the greatest stream because it was all trolling, and it wasn't just like Nicole and I. There were like 10 of us literally looking for any kind of Hulk penis and BDSM name, and there are quite a lot. Oh, it's so good. It's so bad, but it's so good. Trolling people's fun. It's fun. All right. We're gonna do something new now.
Oh boy.
See, I gave him a hint.
We fear change.
This will be fun, I think. I have a series of rapid fire questions. So, let's see here. There's 1, there's 2, 3, 4, 5. Pick a number between 1 and 7.
3.
Okay, hold on. 1, 2, 3. All right. This is from the section Deep Rapid Fire Questions. Are you ready, sir?
I'm as ready as I'm going to be.
All right. What's the best compliment you've received from a boss? Go.
You're a weird guy, Tim. I get your sense of humor, but you're a weird guy.
What's the best advice you've received at work?
Best advice. It was essentially a never half-ass two things kind of situation. Basically, it was just like don't run yourself ragged trying to do everything everybody needs from you. Do one thing, finish it, and move on. Because I guess it's a little bit of like an ADD type thing where like I try to do everything everybody wants of me, can't, and I get flustered because I can't. So now it's when I'm at work, it's you do the one thing, and if somebody says, "Where's that thing?" Like I'm doing this thing first because I was asked to do this, and I'm moving on.
I like that.
So that's probably the best advice I ever got from somebody at work.
I like that. What is your greatest strength?
My sense of humor.
I like that, and I can see that. What trait do you value most in relationships?
Honesty.
Okay.
Whether it's a romantic relationship or just a friendly relationship, honesty. My best policy.
Okay. What is your perspective on forgiveness?
Once.
Okay. So second chances. I like it. Yeah.
Yeah, you get 1 second. You get 1 second chance.
Okay.
Learned that a long time ago when I stopped being a doormat for people.
I like that.
You know, you can do something once to me accidentally. If you do it twice, it's
okay. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Someone in chat that's watching live, pick another number from 1 to 8, but not 3. First number that I see, we're going to go to that section. But while we wait, what is the biggest regret you have in your life?
learning about credit cards.
Dude. Dude. Yes.
I think I read that somebody posted on Facebook a long time ago, and it was like, if you can go back in time to your 15-year-old self and you can only say 3 words to them, what would it be? My answer was cash only, asshole.
Dude. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. God. Yes.
Thankfully I'm good right now. We have some, a little bit of stuff left over from like when we moved, but I only have 1 credit card. It's not maxed out, and I'm working on it.
Okay.
So I'm good now. But if I knew then what I knew now, then would have been a totally different situation.
All right. So Nicole picked the next section, 8 rapid fire questions for fun. Who is your celebrity crush?
Famke Janssen.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So Jean Grey or
Yeah.
Xenia Onatopp from GoldenEye.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why she's always Rogered my Hammerstein.
Well played. That's going to be stuck in my head because Penny's doing a Roger and Hammerstein musical. That's great.
They were the ones
Well
that
done.
did like the Pirates of Penzance, right? The Patter songs.
Yep. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
All right. Favorite ice cream flavor?
Blackberry,
Ooh, that's a good one.
not cherry. Blackberry.
Blackberry. Okay. Okay. If you could have any exotic pet, what would it be?
Oh.
Mm.
Any exotic pet?
Mhm.
It wouldn't be scaly. It would have to be
Okay.
furry.
Okay.
Probably, because I've only ever seen videos of them being friendly.
Uh-huh.
Would probably be something like a quokka.
Okay.
You ever
Okay.
seen those little things, those little Australian
Yeah.
smiling furry animals? Yeah.
Yeah. I like that. Okay, we've talked a lot about video games. What is your favorite board game or card game?
Oh, my favorite board game is probably. Oh damn! What was it called? Oh no, the Grape Escape. Where
Okay.
you played with a little Play-Doh grape character. And
Yeah.
if you landed on a trap, you'd get smushed or cut in half or whatever.
Yes. Okay.
That was, like an 8-year-old video game, an 8-year-old board game, but it still sits on my mind as my favorite.
Okay. Okay. One more here. Another number, 1 through 8. 3 and 8 are out. All right. What time period would you visit if you had a time machine?
Goodness. Medieval's too far because I'd probably get burned at the stake for being a witch. Probably like the Wild West, like that era.
Yeah. Okay.
Would probably be in that range of.
Okay. All right. We have a question from chat. Elsock asks, "Who is your favorite streamer and why is it him?"
Well, I don't play favorite sock. We discussed this earlier. You are in my top 5 favorite, and
Yeah.
that's a mishmash list. There's no number 1. There's no number 5. You're just in like the, people I've known for 8 years. So I'm kind of stuck with you list. I'm kidding. Elsock is a favorite. I'm in first. You all heard it. Elsock is a favorite streamer because he's always entertaining, and it's always a good time hanging out, and you never feel like it's a less than safe space because he puts the kibosh on bullshit really quickly.
I like that. I also feel like we need to share our math that we figured out last night. Elsock, do you know that the average dong is 5.17 inches? So if you were to run a marathon, you would run the equivalent of 321,089.36 dongs. There's your math for the day. There you go. A lot of dongs. It is. All right. So these are A or B kind of questions. All right. You ready? Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Summer or winter?
Winter.
Beach or mountains?
Mountains.
Pizza or burger? Oh.
Burger.
Sweet or savory?
Savory.
Okay. Oh. Texting or calling?
Texting.
Camping or hotel?
Oh. That's a tough one.
Yeah.
I know this is supposed to be A or B, but like if it's a really gorgeous hotel, then hotel.
Mhm.
But
Okay.
if it's like the right weather and the right place, then camping.
Okay. Marvel or DC?
I know that's kind of a Marvel.
Okay.
Marvel.
It wasn't a cop out. That's fine. Like, because I would say the same thing. Like, it depends. Like the camping or hotel.
Like if it's like a 5-star hotel with
Yeah.
like room service and a jacuzzi and champagne, that
Yeah.
kind of place, I'll stay there. But if
Okay.
it's like perfectly cool weather up in the mountains, you have a nice enough tent and the right equipment, camping
Yeah.
all the way.
Okay. All right. Here's one more from this section: books or movies?
Oh God.
Mm. Mostly because I don't know that I can answer this one easily either.
Yeah, no. Uh-uh. Um, well, if it's a preferential question, then I'll say movies.
Okay.
But it's not. I don't want to commit to movies if it's like a this one goes away forever kind of
Okay.
thing. Like you can never read books again. You can only watch.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm not. I'm not. It's not hard. Stop. Nicole says movie adaptations of books.
That really depends on the movie
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because a lot of movie adaptations of books suck.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or at least really don't live up to the book.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll say movies for the convenience of digestion.
Yeah.
But books for what they do to my brain.
You know what, you've got me on the Dresden Files, so I'm finishing up that book you sent me, and I finished up, you remember the spider series, the speech series, the children of whatever, and like the first book was like spiders. I finished the second book, which it's octopi. So I'm on the third book now of that series. So like the reading, it's nice to kind of the escapism. I like that, what it does to my brain too. Elsock. What about movie adaptation of the book adaptation of a movie? Oh,
So the never-ending story. They did
yeah,
that.
they did, and there's another version coming. Apparently, they're redoing it.
Ugh.
Yeah.
You know, I met the actor who plays Atreyu,
Yeah.
many moons ago.
Really
He's short.
interesting.
He's disappointingly short.
Huh.
It's not a knock on the guy, but like when you grow up thinking, you know, he's Atreyu, he's the hero, he's the
Tiny
the
person.
fighter of the movie,
Yeah.
and then you meet him and he's like literally a head and a half.
Huh.
Like Kevin Sorbo. Again,
Oh.
another person who, let's not talk about Kevin Sorbo, but he is a short little person.
Yeah. a lot of actors do, yeah.
He is 2 laundry hampers stacked on top of each other.
Yes. A small one and then a taller one. Don't rip on Hercules. Hercules. All right. Well, thank you for being a good sport with the rapid fire questions. I'm going to save some of these for future episodes, but
Sure.
this is a fun site. I see. It wasn't that bad. It was gentle.
No, it was
Like
good.
Brian did warn at the start. He's like, PTM, Dan does run marathons for fun, so keep that in mind. So, but I don't think those were that bad. Mimi says her ex-husband went to school with Kevin Sorbo. He was not well liked in school. Huh. Go figure.
Yeah. Yeah, that was actually
Um,
at up in New Jersey. That was a thing called Chiller Theater, and it was
Yeah.
literally just so the top floor of a hotel convention space was like vendors, makers, and people like that. Like you
Yeah.
know, and then the bottom floor all night was meeting essentially B-list actors.
Yeah.
So in one evening, I met oh God, what's her real name? Cassandra Peterson, Elvira, Mistress of the Dark.
Oh, yep, yeah.
I met George Romero,
Oh, wow.
the director
Yeah.
of Night
Yeah.
of the Living Dead. I met Warwick Davis. I
Mm.
met I can't remember his name, the actor who plays Atreyu. I met the original Iron Sheik from WWF wrestling.
Okay.
Jeannie was there from I Dream of.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, my mom freaked out about that. She was really happy to meet her.
That's
And
cool.
also the guy that played JR from some big time soap opera that's been running since forever.
Dallas? Oh, wait,
That's the
no.
one. Yeah.
Dallas. Okay.
I'm almost positive that was it. Yeah.
Nice. That's awesome.
You're not wrong, Sock. Elvira's boobs are taller than Kevin Sorbo.
They're here and he's here. No. All right.
Oh, and my favorite, a celebrity crush that I happened to meet that night was the actress who played Marion in Raiders of the Lost Ark.
I can't think of the actress' name because we just watched the last one and she's in it again.
Is she? I haven't watched that one yet.
Yeah, it's so like you and I we talked about John Williams. They had the Disney Plus thing coming out about him, and
Oh God, I can't wait to watch that.
it was the last. The reason I bring it up is because it was the last movie he scored. Was the last Indiana Jones movie. That's the last one. He's retiring. So. Oh snap! Blocker Dad with the raid. Hi, Blocker Dad. Hi, y'all. We're recording an episode of the podcast, The Runaround, with one of our good friends and mods, Powd3rd T04stman. Hi. Welcome in.
Hi, Blogger Dad.
Hi. Hi there. I'm trying to think who I had something I was going to say. Because you mentioned Marion. I can't remember. Oh, Armin Shimmerin of Star Trek. Deep Space Nine was the one person I met once and talked to for like 20 minutes as a high school nerd. It's Quark.
Armin.
Quark.
I'm trying to think of who that is.
Quark. He was the word
Oh.
Ferengi bar. Yeah. Yeah, from
Sure.
nose down, it's his face. The makeup is just like the side of the head and his eyes. That was
Yeah. As soon as you said Quark, I'm like, okay, because now I know what he looks like out of his makeup because I've seen him in other stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same. I'm like, I know him. Like we're watching, like every time we watch shows now, we're watching Psych with Penny and Kelly. And did you watch Battlestar Galactica on Sci-Fi?
No, I didn't. I never got
Okay.
into it.
There's a guy he plays one of the main characters. I was like, that's Colonel Ty. Kelly's like, he was a Cyclops. I'm like, yes, he was a Cyclops in Battlestar Galactica, Kelly. She's like, what do you call him? I was like, Cylon? Yeah, that. Got it. Close enough. Close enough.
That's one of those things that Kelly said.
Yep. That's why we love her. I don't know why she tolerates me. I don't know why. I don't know. All right, I'm gonna ask you this. What is your guilty pleasure?
New food.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So like I'm the kind of person who like if I'm at any kind of restaurant thing, let's say challenging on the menu, I'm likely to try it.
Okay.
I have a from a very young age, my parents instilled in me a very strong sense. Try it. If you don't like it, you never have to eat it again.
I like that.
And as I got older, that translated into so like I'm a huge fan of that show Bizarre Foods.
Yes.
And those two things combining translated into try it once. You might find something you really like.
Huh.
You might also find something that's horrifying, and you never have to do it again because it's checked off.
I like it. That's a great way
Like
to be.
I think a couple of years ago, finally at a sushi restaurant, I finally like when there's there's all the rolls and the hand rolls, and then there's the individual pieces of sashimi, and it's usually like something like market price and this and that. Well, I finally managed to get my mouth on some uni, which is sea urchin roe.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is one of those things like the first time I saw it on TV or wherever, I was like, probably that, but I have to try it.
Okay.
And as soon as I tried it, I'm like, that wasn't nearly as horrifying as I thought it was going to be. I probably won't ever like reach for it again. But if it's somewhere like on a platter of appetizers being walked around at a party, I'll eat it again.
Nice.
So I've always tried to be very explorative with food. So that's like my guilty pleasure is like learning about a new place that serves a certain kind of food. I've never had Ethiopian food before. We should go try it. That's my guilty pleasure.
We'll have to go because it's on my radar now. It's a Sherpa, like Himalayan Sherpa restaurant, and the only reason I bring it up is when I went down to Lexington in April, we went to it was a fusion kind of like it's called Tik Tik or Tuk Tuk, and it was Himalayan fusion food with like Southern comfort food, and I was like, we'll try it. It was so good. And so like every time we drive past this Himalayan Sherpa place, I was like, I gotta go. I want to go.
Yeah.
We've tried to do that like each week. We're taking turns. We're going out or ordering in something like one of us gets to pick, and it can be something we've done all the time, one of your favorites, or Kelly's like, I'm picking something new every time we go. We went to a place. It was a local, it was a pub, and they had what I liked is they had cocktails or mocktails, I guess, but they were like different, and I'm like, I'm gonna try one. Like, fuck it, let's try it. And it was like good food. I had a vegan what was it? I can't remember what I had. Like that shit, which sounds mean to the dish, but we're trying to try new things, and I like that. That's a good way to be. Like we did that 2D restaurant thing. That was an experience, except for the spicy food. I think my butthole is still reacting to it a little bit a week later. But that's a great way. I like that. That's a good guilty pleasure. That's a good answer. I like it. We have one...
I wasn't always that way. I think when I was a young teenager, 13, 14, I was very set in my ways.
Yep.
And then I started growing up. I'm like, I forget what it was. I probably tried something, and I was like, I would never have
Yeah.
thought to do that. And Ginger,
like
we'd be at a restaurant, and like Ginger will like point at something, like you're gonna try this. Like as soon as I might not even have even seen it on the menu. I'll look at it and go, probably yes.
I like it. I try to I try to pick something different on menus. I try not to do the same thing. I try to mix it up. It's which is just fun. I think it's a good way to be. Just be open and try new things. I love it.
There are certain things that I will never, ever, ever try.
Oh yeah.
Like, let's see. I saw Bubs do it once because Jess is, I believe she's Filipino.
Mm-hmm.
And she brought home balut once from a market.
Okay.
That's the hard-boiled egg with the mostly developed chicken embryo in it.
Oh, right.
And to them, it's a delicacy.
Yeah.
To me, it's horrifying. It's like, no, just I'm sorry, but no. I understand, and it's one of those things. Like I understand culture, find that to be totally normal food, perfectly delectable food. You're right, Sock. It's a duck. It's a duck egg.
Yeah. Okay.
But I mean, like you crack open that shell, and there's a little teeny tiny duck curled around the yolk of the. Yeah, no, I couldn't even bring it to my face. Like I couldn't.
Yeah.
And it's not disparaging on another culture or anything. Everybody's raised differently. Everybody has different. There's certain cultures that insects are totally normal. I think in Vietnam is an Asian country. I don't want to get it wrong, so I'm just going to say an Asian country that they deep fry tarantulas.
Nope.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm told it tastes like crab. Like it's very similar to the flavor of crab meat, but still, it's a tarantula. I'm sorry, but no.
I don't know that I could do insects. Like I mean, I have a fear of bugs. Like skin crawling. Like
I've eaten chocolate chip cookies that were made with cricket flour.
Okay.
Which is literally dried roasted crickets milled into a flour.
Okay.
Yeah, like literally milled into a very fine powder.
Yeah.
And that's used as the base of the cookies. They don't taste. They almost don't taste any different.
Yeah.
Like you're eating it and like you swallow it and you're like, what's up with these cookies? kind of thing.
Yeah.
They were good, and it's like I just ate crickets, and it's a company out in California. I think I saw it online somewhere, and I ordered them, brought it home as a prank, roped my family into eating them, and then told them I did. Like, you know what you guys just ate? I'll give you a hint.
Suckers.
Yeah.
See that I would try it like that. I would try like I think like as a flower like that's a little different than like here, eat this cricket. Like I
it's
don't
not
know
just shoving a grasshopper in your mouth. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Like that would be interesting. I would probably try. I would try that. I mean, hell, I made a soy and butter beer. Who are we kidding? I'd probably I keep telling Dan Masashi he just had his birthday. I'm like, right here, buddy. You get to Chicago. We're gonna put a little bit of that in your mouth. You're gonna try it. Anyway. I have one more question that came in from our friend Dragglebot. That he specifically told me I had to ask you, make sure I got to. So, this is important. Powd3rd T04stman, what do you like on your toast?
Well, it's another one that depends on what I'm having for breakfast. A lot of times I like to, if I'm eating like, let's say fried eggs, like over easy eggs.
Yeah.
I will cut them in half and put that on my toast to eat it that way.
Yeah.
If I'm having something like scrambled eggs, probably grape jelly.
Okay.
Yeah, grape jelly, butter, the usual.
Nice. Like
Ginger, not when we first started dating, she introduced me to call it toasted, but it's essentially a grilled peanut butter and jelly.
Ooh.
So like in the pan, a little bit of butter on the bread, and then while the bread is still hot, butter and jelly, smack it together. Oh my god,
dude,
total game changer.
I'm making that for lunch now.
And it's definitely a once in a while kind of thing because you now have buttered bread with peanut butter and jelly in it.
Yes, I can hear my arteries like.
Yeah.
They're doing the Tom Cruise anti-grav or the fighting the G forces. Elsock, stop it. I can only get erect, right? Rawr. All right, I need to, because I'm going to keep going here for a few more minutes, I need to take a bio break, so we're just going to pause the game for a minute. I'm sorry. So can you entertain everybody for a minute, okay? I'll be right back.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yes, it is definitely a code yellow, as Sock would say.
Yes, yellow.
But Sock, you have like several hundred of those, I think. You and your walnut bladder. Tell you a story about what, Nicole? Oh, you know what? I was just thinking about this the other day. I got a story I can tell you. When I was little, after we moved out of Brooklyn, my parents decided to move to a small town in Pennsylvania called Shahola. Sounds like what it is. It was an absolute shahola of a little town. The house they moved into was a myriad of problems. Yes, exactly, Sock. Shithola. The house they moved into, there's a whole myriad of problems that I'm not going to go into, but one of the problems was the house was on well water, right? And so Dad was giving me a bath, and he's giving me a bath or whatever, and he's going to take a shower when I'm done having a bath. So he hands me off to Mom, and keep in mind I was just sitting in the tub. Hands me off to Mom. Dad gets in the shower. His foot, this is important, touches the drain, and he grabs both of the handles to adjust the water. He gets electroshocked so hard that he gets blown into the wall behind him. Turns out the pump for the well water had been shorting across the water table, pumped electricity into the plumbing of the house, and electrocuted him.
Oh, no.
He literally got blown backwards like a failed Kool-Aid Man attempt into the wall.
God. I shouldn't laugh, but oh my God.
Nicole asked me to tell a story, so I was thinking about this the other day. I was talking about it to Mom, and it just popped in my head. It was the freshest story I had. So I had literally just been, a wee babby. I was just sitting in this tub.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
This is the same house. We arrived in the depths of winter in Pennsylvania, and the guy they bought the house from said there was supposed to be like a cord of firewood ready for us. And when we got to the house, there was nothing but the antique furniture he had left behind. So Dad burned it.
No. Well,
when the guy showed up with the box truck to finish, hey, I'm here to finish moving out my furniture. Dad goes into the house, grabs a handful of screws and ash from the fireplace, and goes, here's your furniture.
There you go. Take care.
Yeah.
So was Shahola near intercourse?
No, I think it was way up in like the mountainous parts of Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fair. Thank you for letting me for indulging me in a code yellow, because I too have a walnut-sized bladder. Sock and I share the same. No, that doesn't sound right. That sounds creepy, and it's my turn.
Share a bladder.
He should send it back. It's my turn with the bladder. Tiny bladder life. Stop for gas in Charlottesville. Oh shit!
What was the one you just sent me the other day? Funtcuck.
Funtcuck, yes, Funtcuck. I want to go to Funtcuck.
I love how the sign says, "Please pronounce slowly."
Yes. Funtcuck. That's my favorite part. Is waking up. I just wake up, send you and Nicole and Bethy memes. Sometimes they're the same. Sometimes Bethy will send one. I'm like, oh, PTM's gonna like this. Nicole like this. Yeah, Funtcuck. Such a great city. I want to be part of their Department of Tourism.
You know what? I'd love to get. I went to Funtcuck and all I got was this stupid T-shirt because everyone that sees it in public would read it wrong.
Yep. Like, you did what? You heard me. I would have it placed also so I could just kind of like squeeze it so I can squeeze down to fuck and hide.
Like the that back page of like a Mad magazine where like if you fold it, it points A and B. Exactly. It becomes a different picture.
Yeah, exactly.
We're not old. We're just talking about Mad magazine.
Exactly. Hell, Massachusetts. Hell, Mass.
I thought Hell was a town in Michigan.
Might be. Maybe there's two. There's still a bong in Wisconsin.
If there's gonna be a hell, it's gonna be in Michigan.
Yeah. Really? Well, now we know. Look at us learning shit. Learning geography. Sorry for the sound of the washing machine right now. We're just got fine.
Actually, I don't hear anything. I mean, I don't know if stream sound is different, but I can't hear it through I was talking.
That's well, good. I'm just gonna keep this right up underneath my neck then, and it's fine. Everything's fine. Nobody hears anything. It didn't happen. Shut up. All right, chat. Any other questions for Powd3rd T04stman? What else do you guys want to know? I got one. Oh, we've asked the last couple of people this. We're gonna ask you this one too. If Elsoc's probably gonna start flashing back. If you could hang out with one Sesame Street character in life for a week, who would it be?
Sesame Street. You know, well, like Sock said, when I think Sesame Street, I immediately think Muppets.
Yeah. Count. They count. I will count them. There's enough
Okay.
crossover.
Would groups of Muppets who are always together count?
Yep, and I think
Because
I know where this is going.
I'm stuck between either Waldorf and Statler to just follow me around for a week,
Yes.
or Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem.
That's what I thought you were going to say. Yeah.
Anytime I enter a room, they can play me in. You know, Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem.
Nicole says Pepe the Prawn. Not bad.
Oh, he's great. He's actually a newer one. He's in the newer generation.
Yeah.
Of Muppets.
I would almost say the Muppets because Dave Grohl is Animal, but I'm a little still mad at Dave Grohl right now with life stuff. But
just when you thought it was safe to trust somebody,
right? God, fucking Dave. Hell. I would have also allowed Yoda because it's Grover. It's the same voice. It's the same guy.
Yeah, it's Frank Oz and it's technically a puppet. So
yeah, I stand by this, and I know I've shared this a bajillion times. I wish that in one of the remakes or the remasterings that George did, that Yoda would have just fucked with Luke with the X-wing and be like near, far, just to troll Luke even more than he did. I realize it would make him a little more Sithy, but I can't get it out of my head because that would be hilarious and amazing. It's random, I know. Whatever.
I still think one of the greatest pieces of artistic creation in the last couple of years was Seagull Stop It Now. While we're talking about Yoda.
Yep. I sing it with my full... I did it on the run's Thursday, right? During the run.
Yeah.
Full chest. It comes on in the car. I turn it up. I don't care if the windows are down. I full throat, full chest. I love that song. It's so stupid, but I love it. And also, Luke has a line in it, 2 lines, and he's whiny in it. It's because that's what Luke is whiny. Yeah, Nicole, Luke deserved it. Yeah. I stand by that.
Luke deserved it, and Han shot first.
Yeah. I still have that shirt. Han did shot. I was so mad. I remember that remake. I got so pissed off. It's like, that's bullshit. All of us did. I still think that my theory is why the prequels happened and all the remastering and fucking with it was because George Lucas had a son about our age, let's say, that grew up with Indiana Jones and Star Wars, and they had a falling out. And George got mad and decided to fuck with Star Wars, and then Crystal Skull, Indiana Jones, the worst of the Indiana Jones movies, to get back at that kid, and then hurt us. We were collateral damage in that fight. So thanks, George.
You know, the sad thing is about that movie is that it wasn't even the premise that was awful. It was just the execution.
Yeah.
Of that movie.
Yeah.
Like if that movie had been from the older generation of like in like the same sort of time period made when Raiders and Temple of Doom came out, it would have been a better movie.
Oh yeah.
It honestly would have been a better movie, but because they did it nowadays ish, I mean, 12, 13 years ago, something like that.
Yeah.
Probably. Because time passes weird the older we get.
Yes.
I think like there was like it was too much CGI.
Mhm.
It was too big of a reach on some things because they could.
Yeah. It's the line from Jurassic Park. It's like I didn't stop to think if we should or could. They just did it.
Yeah.
I've told you the story about I saw that movie in the theater and was thoroughly owned by a guy that was sitting there talking loudly, and my friend and I were doing the gave him the glare. He wouldn't shut up, and then we shushed him. At the end of the movie, he gets up and is like, "You feel stupid for shushing me now, don't you?" And just walked away, and I was like, "Fuck." Yeah, I do. I do. I feel terrible.
Like he walked in there to he walked in and paid money to maybe help someone.
Yeah.
Like, you still paid for it too, dick.
Yeah. Yeah. But we shushed him right before he rode that refrigerator through the sky.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
The first time I saw that, I was like, we understand that lead melts, right?
Right. My only other favorite, my second favorite movie, well, I have a couple, but I went to see the War of the Worlds remake with, The Day the Earth Stood Still with Keanu. And I sat through that, and the end of it, like I'd seen the original, love the original, watch it, and then the end of there was a lady sitting next to us, like, is that it? Just didn't get it. I'm like, I'm just gonna go now. I'm gonna go home. Go home.
Some people shouldn't be allowed out in public.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway. Or the time I went to take a person I was seeing, we went to see Oh Brother Where Art Thou, and I loved it because it was based off of, I think, the Iliad, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, and also George Clooney, and it's a great adaptation. It's hilarious. And the person I'm with thought the best part of the movie was, "We thought you was a toad." Like that was your that? I mean, okay.
There was an entire movie in there, and that was what you took away from it.
Yeah, like that was it. All right. Well, I'm gonna not call you ever again. Thanks. It was funny, but like not the best part of the movie. Like the soundtrack for that movie is fucking great. Like the whole soundtrack was good. I still have it, I think, on Spotify as one of my playlists. Also, your taste in music is amazing. When you're not trolling.
I don't do very much musical trolling, like in the Spotify playlist.
No.
Most of the stuff I put in there is like, I did that one. I will admit, I'll own that I did that.
Yeah. But you put good shit on there, like you do. Like it ups the ante of the playlist, and I like it. I blame Penny. It's more Penny. But she started putting on like some good stuff now, and I'm like, okay, this is what I meant when I wanted songs on the playlist, was songs that you actually like, not like a man screaming for 2 minutes randomly. Yeah, it's fine.
Sometimes it's there reaches a point with some people where it's like, all right, I understand that trolling is like kind of like what you live for, but
yes.
We are trying to accomplish a thing here.
Yes, like you realize, like I am running, and there's a lot of things I listen to that come on in my ear because I am running, and the thought of moving my hand up even to here to double tap, not worth it sometimes. Like it's just energy I don't want to spend. But there are things you're gonna put on here, beep beep, like I can skip it. Do I skip it all the time? No, but sometimes, yeah. Like the point of the list is not to make me suffer. It's to help me get through the suffering. So,
like I added one. I think one of the last ones I added. I'm looking at the list right. It was very. It tread that very razor thin line between it's kind of trolly, but at the same time, it's also really like a. You remember that meme? There was a kid. You would look down the barrel of the camera, and he was like, "Did you ever have a dream that?"
Yeah, you did that one. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's someone took it and remixed it, and it's like legitimately a bop.
It is. It is. I'm like, Penny, did you do this? She's like, no. And we listened to it, and I'm like, actually,
Why is
kinda
this
like
good?
it. Like, right. This is no business being good. And the 2 medieval trap mix things that you put on, I like as well.
Yeah, I found those by accident on TikTok. So I had to like research the sound, and I'm like, okay, medieval trap music. Bet.
Well, Penny put on Pixel Pig by Die Young or D, I think Die Young, and I'm like, it's actually a bop. It's like a pixelated kind of like 8-bit kind of song. I'm like, this is actually fucking great. And so I found like there's like Pixel Panda, Pixel Pig, Pixel Cat. I'm like, I like all of them. So sometimes, unlike the Obama Prism or the Whopper Burger King jingle, it's been like, what have we done? Why Spotify and your smart shuffle? Do you think that I want to hear a Burger King jingle with that dude from The Office? Why?
That's like a lot of times on Spotify, if I can't decide what I want to listen to, the AI DJ.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times it's like, oh no, this is he'll have a playlist of like lo-fi, and it'll be a playlist of like some synthwave or something like that.
Yeah.
And then for whatever reason, they keep trying to inflict upon me the biggest tracks trending on Spotify right now, and it's in the last couple of months it's been like Chappelle Roan and Sabrina Carpenter and like Skip. Like I don't want to. If I wanted to listen to any of this, I would have it saved somewhere.
Right.
Don't try to inflict these things on me. I'm not interested.
Yeah. Like, what do you? Stop it.
I cannot get into Chappelle Roan for the life of me.
Yeah, the core, because of TikTok, like it's stuck. But like again, I wouldn't listen. Like no, I'm good. And like Sabrina Carpenter, I remember from Girl Meets World, and that's really it. Like, I got nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ken Dylan wanted to be on the podcast too, so that was Dylan's contribution for today.
Oh, you little dill hole.
This is a freaking dill hole, little ball bag, fucking ball bag dill hole. He's not gonna like us later because we're going to family dinner today. Because tomorrow we've got the volunteering at the high school thing and all that. So it's gonna be fun. All right, sir. I wanted to keep this going because I wanted you to have the honor of being the longest episode yet, passing Elsock. So you've taken the mantle from Elsock and now have the longest episode of this short podcast life. Yeah,
Didn't even realize it was that long.
yeah. We're closing in here. Like we'll be close to 2 hours here and we're done. But I was purposely trying to do that. That's why we did the code yellow.
Oh, just to pad the numbers a little bit.
A little bit, yeah. I was gonna say, like, I'll cut that a little bit, but even then,
But at least the air wasn't dead.
yeah,
Nicole asked me for the story.
yeah. I probably am not going to cut anything. We're gonna let it go because I think just me randomly shouting about having whatever from the bathroom. Like I am so like I almost took the earbud off because you guys have gotten me with the sounds like the honking or whatever, the horn, the boat horn, fucking boat horn.
Yeah,
keep going.
The first time I saw that TikTok, it was literally just some boat enthusiast on the shore of that lake,
yes.
watching the boat, and I'm like, I need to show this to Dan because it needs to replace the countdown sound.
Yeah, I was going to.
So obnoxious. Oh my god.
I was going to keep the original length, and I'm like, I can't keep it that long. We got to cut it a little bit. But then, like, I had Audacity open, and I went to like cut it down, and it sounded. I should have saved it. It's one of those things I wish I should go back and do. But it took the pitch up, so it sounded like a chipmunk just going. And I'm like, that will not have the effect that we all want. But that's funny. So I just.
Do you want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
Yeah, that's it. It's Dumb and Dumber. Pills are good. Pills are good. Still,
How the hell
that's
does
one of
he
my
know I got gas?
pet's heads are falling off. He sold Petey to a blind, or to Petey. Petey was the blind kid. He sold her.
No, Petey was the bird.
Right. Okay. So you sold her dead beheaded bird to a blind kid. I took care of it. It's still one of the great dumb movies. I love that movie.
You know, Lloyd, just when I think you can't do anything, you can't be any stupider, you go and do something like this. And totally redeem yourself.
The fighting with the stupid suits.
Oh God! And then yeah, you know that was I was just watching something about this. That scene where they had like 7 or 8 takes of them walking into that place in those blue and orange suits.
Yep.
And you know they walk in and like on the last take, Jim Carrey's like, you know, I want to try something real quick. He walks in and he's like, all right. He looks at Jeff Bridges and he's like, all right, sword fight me with the cane.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're gonna have a sword fight me. So he did that, and then when he hits him in the back of the knees with the cane, that was I mean, the whole thing was ad-lib, but like he had his back turned, like whack across the back of the knees. And that was the take they took.
That was so amazing. Well, the scene, I guess, where they Jeff Daniels and the girl Mary are out and they had the snowball fight. That was like the screen test. When Jim Carrey decided that he wanted Jeff Daniels to be in it. I guess like when Jeff Daniels was telling the story, he's like, yeah, like, we filmed the scene, and like he's like halfway through, and he realized this was a screen test. Jim wanted to see what he could do on his own, I guess, and that was that where he fucking like pie faces her with the snow. So good, so dumb. I have to watch that again now. That and I have a hankering for some Tommy Boy.
Okay.
Love me some good Tommy Boy. The only reason I thought of Tommy Boy, because I don't think I sent it to you, but I saw a TikTok. It was outtakes from Tommy Boy.
Oh God!
I was like, oh, this is amazing. I'll have to find it now and send it because it's so good.
That's If the movie was that funny, imagine what didn't make it.
Oh, God! I remember then seeing Almost Heroes, which was his last movie. Yeah, it was his last movie with Matthew Perry. So Matthew Perry on drugs and Chris Farley on drugs, and they're playing the rivals of Lewis and Clark.
Oh God!
It was so bad.
What a number to go out on.
Yeah. Oh, guys, come on, no. But we only reason we went to see it, we actually got our professor to take us because we did a Lewis and Clark like project the whole year. And like that came out, and we kept playing. We would play the line of Matthew Perry from the trailer, like Lewis and Clark did this, Lewis and Clark did that. I'm so sick of Lewis and Clark. So we went to see the movie. We were like, sad.
That wasn't as good as I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah, I didn't. Expectations versus reality. No.
Although I have a deep-seated love in my heart for bad movies. I was a huge fan of Mystery Science Theater when I was a kid.
Yes. Yep. Okay.
Oh
yep.
God, there are so many lines from that show that live in my head rent-free. There's one I use this one on an almost daily basis. Like I actually say this one out loud, and Ginger knows it's one of my catchphrases. Mm-hmm. The movie was The Touch of Satan.
Okay.
Obviously, it was a horrible movie. It was on Mystery Science Theater. I don't even need to say that. But the movie was rife with dead air and characters looking at each other and like not saying anything. And there's this one scene where like the two main characters are sitting near each other, and like it's almost like he's like, all right, like the man kind of like he puts his hand, claps his hands like he starts to stand up, and Mike goes, well, I suppose plot's not going to unfold itself. And I use that, I use that every day, where it's like, we're trying to get out the door, and like, we're trying to go to mom's house. We got to get stuff ready for the dog.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, the plot's not going to unfold itself. Let's do this.
That's fucking awesome. Oh my God, that's great. What did I say? I did a Tommy Boy quote at work because of the outtakes, and my boss is like, Dan. I'm like, right. That was out loud in front of the whole team. That's, am I gonna get written up? She's like, no, just don't repeat it. Like, okay. She's like, it's not as bad as your butt stuff shirt. I'm like, okay, good. That's good. Or the surprise I'm drunk shirt. That one was funnier because everyone saw that one. The butt stuff one was funny because she was mortified.
I used to have I remember where, I think I ordered it online. T-shirt. There was another episode of Mystery Science. The movie was called Space Mutiny. And
Okay.
the main character was Reb Brown, who you've probably actually seen because he was the first person to ever play Captain America in a movie.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
Like back in the 80s or maybe late 70s, something like that. He played Captain America, and he's the main character, and he's just this protein powder packed into a bodysuit type guy. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And every time that he comes on scene, because there's a lot of running and stuff, and every time he just happens on scene, guys throw out their name for him. So they call him it's like starring Butch Deadlift or Smoke Man Muscle or Gristle McThornbody or things like that. And I had a T-shirt that was all the names of him that and it was 15 or 20 names all laid out on the T-shirt. And because at one point he runs on screen and Tom Servo goes, Bob Johnson. Oh wait.
That's perfect. That's we got Kalen has one of Psych from all the nicknames that the main character calls his Dule Hill. Like Gee Butter Snaps, Fishy Buns, it goes on and on. It's 8 seasons and he does it most of the episodes, and I think it was it wasn't all of them, but it was most of them. And Kayla worn that shirt out. It's great. That and the Practical Jokers Scoop Ski Potato one that he has. Another great episode, which we tried to get Ver to at Thanksgiving when we had everyone over to do that, to serve potatoes that way, and V wouldn't do it. That would have been amazing. That would have been epic.
My cousin went to high school with all those guys in Staten Island.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And he said they were like that in high school. They were the class clown practical jokers.
Nice. The fact that they got to make money doing that and being funny, that's pretty great. That's the American dream there. Awesome. Penny and I have stumbled onto the Australian version of the show Impractical Jokers, and it's I want to like it, but I don't because I feel dirty liking it. It's the same thing, but it's not. I don't like it.
Yeah, it's never, when they do that with shows, it's never quite the same.
Yeah.
It's like Oreos versus Hydrox. They're close, but it's not quite right.
It's like Dr. Thunder versus Dr. Pepper. No, that's not. It's nowhere near. I just like Dr. Thunder. That's a man strip. That's a stripper name there. Dr. Thunder.
Dr. Thunder sounds like something you buy in an adult store.
Yeah, and it vibrates and the lights in the house
a very long box.
Yeah, and the whole block, the lights in the block all dim.
What is that humming sound?
Dr. Perky. Wait, what?
No, yeah, she's right.
That's amazing. Oh, you know what? I've heard, yes, because Kelly just told me that story about that. That's hilarious. Dr. Perky. There was another one. What was the Sam's Club? It wasn't Dr. Thunder. It was something else.
I know there's a soda, the Food Lion brand sodas down here. There's their Mountain Dew analog is Thunder.
Yes. It's amazing. Yeah, Smokey, we're clinging tenaciously to his buttocks. We have been for almost 2 hours now. That's good time.
Smokey! What's up, Smokes?
Nobody likes bootleg Mountain Dew.
Which is ironic because the phrase originally came from bootlegging.
Yeah. Now I want to. No, I don't want to. I want to make the Mountain Dew wine, but I don't because somebody's already done.
Oh God. That TikTok horrified me. I was like, why?
And the color got even it's a weird color already, but it got even weirder. Ugh.
It's the same color as the water that comes out of a bottle of.
Yes. Yes. You gonna try the
I
hard
love
Mountain
watching
Dew?
this. I love watching this as we're talking because I keep timing these jokes, not on
So you get the
purpose,
spit
but like
take?
perfectly to your sips of water.
Yeah. Yeah. You'd think I'd learn, especially like last night we were doing the funny videos. You'd think I'd learn not to start a video that's 15 seconds long and take a drink because it's gonna happen.
Am I that thirsty? Can I wait the 15
Yeah,
seconds?
I should just wait. Nope, gonna do it. He's gonna spit all over his keyboard. He's gonna ruin another one. It's fine. It's fine. That'd be fun. It's always fun when I have to like explain to Kelly like what happened. Well, see what happened was I was running and I fell and I landed on the camera, and that's why that lens broke.
And the checkings and savings.
Yep, the checking savings works. It happens.
Smokey, if you can find them, the Voodoo Ranger hard teas are really
Oh.
good, and so are the Arizona iced tea hard teas.
Ooh, ooh. If I were a drinking man, I would try to find them. I'm still on the Instagram for the brewery that's 3 blocks from us. And they're like, we're releasing this beer next week. I'm like, motherfuckers, I like Marzan. Stop it.
Yeah, I can't. I told you I cut back quite
Yeah.
a bit on the on drinking. It's
Mhm.
strictly weekend thing. Not to say that I binge on the weekends or anything. I'm gonna drink anything just on the weekend, not
Yeah.
2 beers with dinner after work or anything like that.
Yeah.
Because beer to me is like food in that I like to try new things.
Mhm.
And there's this place we not just found, but we just experienced in depth not long ago. It's a place near us called Cap and Cork.
Yeah.
And they're the place that we go to now for like our good stouts
Ooh.
and porters.
Ooh.
Which again, the last time we were not the very last time, but the time before that was like a month or two ago.
Mhm.
I was talking to the bartender. Him and his father and mother own it. He's like a partner in the place, and he's the head bartender.
Yeah.
And I forget, I had some stout or port, something the ones I like, the nice thick,
Yep.
motor oily type chocolatey ones.
Yeah.
And I started talking to him about Short Throw Brewing up from Connecticut, I think.
Mhm.
I was talking to him about Short Throw. I was talking to him about Magnify. And I was showing him some stuff online, and we were talking about stuff, and he was like, I'm gonna have to try, see if I can get some of that stuff down here. We went in there not long ago, and he had 2 different stouts from Magnify.
Nice.
A Russian Imperial and another thick stout, and he had another one. It said he couldn't get his hand. They don't distribute, but he got recommended another one that he had me try, and that was Equilibrium, which is funny because they've collaborated with, and that one was out of control. So it's nice to see, like, I recommend stuff to this guy, and he's like, I'm gonna have to try to find that. It sounds really good.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Like, we go to Wisconsin next weekend, and the guy that has the one small brewery that we like, we're trying to do a collab. I'm probably going to touch base again about it, but like his creativity is great. Like, I actually think they did a s'mores stout or an Oreo stout, and I'm like, I wish I had some of the diabetes because I would take it and have him try mine, and I would try his. Like, anyway,
Have him try the Powd3rd T04stman beer.
I actually, you know what? I have a beer. I actually have a beer gun coming because I want to bottle some of it from the keg.
It's
So I
still in
can
the
do that.
keg.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Just slowly simmering and aging.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of why I left it, and I'm like, we're gonna let it age in the keg.
It's in that
just
keg
sitting-
behind you.
No, not in the cask. It's actually on the other side of the fridge now, over in the corner by the weight bench, which is the good place for it.
I remember you getting quote unquote mad at me because I recommended the recipe and you checked it out, and then it blew up within 2 days.
Yeah, the mess. Yes. It made it. Well, we also did the yeast starter, and that might have been my fault because it was an aggressive yeast and it made a mess, but it was fine.
Oh, she was angry. She was angry.
Oh, she was. Yeah, it was a lot. I actually used
What did it
the.
stop? It stopped at like what, 13.3?
Yeah, 13.3. Yeah. She actually helped me with some exercises. I had to do like a calf stretch, so I had to put like 90 pounds in my lap. So I have I had an empty keg filled out with water, and then had that and the keg of your beer on my lap to kind of help press down on my calves. I'm like, look at that. See, beer can still be healthy. Yes, that is the yeast of the problem, Smokey. Arizona Arnold Palmer the other day. Oh, you add vodka to that, and that's a John Daly.
Isn't it an Arnold Palmer if it has alcohol in it?
No, I think the Arnold Palmer is just the tea and the lemonade. But I guess it could be. Ernie. I'm sure Ernie. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Maybe it's Everclear. Oh God, Everclear would be the John Daly. I remember back in the days, there was a bar on campus. They had shark bowls, and it's a big old oversized pitcher, and it was all tropical and stuff, and they had little like sharks in it, but the main alcohol was Everclear. And then they outlawed
bowls.
shark
Bowls.
bowls. Yes, bowls, not shark balls, not balls, bowl. Fuck. But you would share a shark bowl, and then you would fight over who got the squeaky shark. No, like actual like toy, like dog toy, like kind of like squeakers, like sharks. So Bethany
I've seen a drink somewhere that was it's mostly blue, and then
Yep.
the squeaky toy held like a red, like maybe grenadine or something like that, and you had to upend it into the drink.
Look like yep. 100%, Nicole. So many memories lost. Thank you, Everclear.
Everclear, when you just need to wipe the hard drive.
Yep. That's like and Malort if you want to just empty the system. If you've never had Malort, it's a Chicago thing, and it's horrible. It really is. There's like that.
If you've never had Malort, keep it that way.
Yeah, there's that Cicerone on TikTok. I don't think I've ever shared anything with you, but he taste tests like shitty wines, and he then got on a kick of doing Malort and Malort drinks, and it's he's hilarious. Like I laugh at his pain. He's like our friend, the guy that carbonates everything, and does cappuccinos or makes espresso out of everything.
Rob's films.
Yeah. I laugh at their pain, and their horking.
I think 9/10 of why those channels are successful is because Schadenfreude is a thing.
Yep. Oh yeah, 100%. That's why I still want to get that little cotton candy machine, and we can start doing a woolly cotton candy and take some of these spicy beans, because that sounds like a terrible idea, but I'd do it.
Spicy cotton candy. That is a cruel prank to take to a carnival.
It would be. Like, hey Grayley, come here.
Why is my mouth on fire?
It's because you're a little turd. I mean, nothing. Between Everclear and Goldschlager, it's a wonder. Yeah, Ken. Yeah, yeah. Nicole, give it a. Oh.
Just in little. You don't even need it on sticks. Just like pack some into a Ziploc bag.
Yeah. See, and I was listening. Penny has a bake sale at school, and it has to be pre-made items. Yeah, it's store-bought cotton candy. What are you talking about?
I guarantee somewhere on the internet you can buy candy.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. We don't have
trick
we don't
and treat.
Yeah, we don't have to go through all that trouble. We can just get it pre-made. It's a treat for me, not for me.
Watching them writhe around in pain on your front yard is the treat.
Yes. And then running out trying to scare them, like so they shit their pants while they're writhing around in pain. Wait, but then that's on my lawn. Damn it! I don't think I thought this through all the way. Well, sir, I don't want to stop, but I have to get some things done here. So I think what I want to do is kind of start wrapping this up, if you don't mind.
Okay.
But I want to say that anytime you want to come on, just say, "Hey Dan, let's record again."
Absolutely.
Good.
This was a lot of fun. I was talking to you earlier. consequences.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like it still had that kind of, oh boy, I'm about to talk in front of people. Oh boy.
No, this is fun. Like I was excited for I've been excited for all of them, but I was excited for this one, like to finally get to like talk to you, like in like IRL. But yeah, it's fun getting to know you, and we're gonna keep doing like all of these. Like Nicole, you're next. Then we're gonna get Brian. Maybe we do Brian and Jess at the same time. No, maybe not. I don't know. Um, can we get the runaround command in chat? Because this will be out. My goal, probably Wednesday. My goal is to have this episode drop on the 9th of October, which is going to sound weird because we'll see. I'm going to try to get it out. I was going to say Monday, but I don't think I have enough time to get that done. But Wednesday, this episode will drop. And Brian, I refuse. Screw her. Wow.
Real nice, Brian.
Right. But dude, thank you. Seriously. Best 2 hours I've spent in a long time.
This was a lot of fun. I've been looking forward to this all week.
Yeah.
Actually, I've been looking forward to this since we talked like way back. What?
Well, we put it on the calendar. Yeah, like it's been on the calendar for a while, and like I feel like an idiot for Thursday forgetting. Like, yeah, Saturday we're gonna play some games. And you're like, the fuck you are. I was like, oh shit, right? It's this weekend because we talked about this a while ago, and it's been on the calendar for a while. And I was like, oh, that's down the road. That's kind of far away. And I was like, oh shit, that's in 3 days.
It showed up fast.
It did.
It got here real fast.
It did. Like I can't
See,
believe.
I'm the kind of dick that if I didn't say anything to you then, I would have just waited till this morning when you started playing. So podcast, and you'd been like, fuck.
Fucking. But I would have caught it before that because I'd be like, wait, what's that event? Oh right, shit. And I would have been like, it would have been like apology Tourette's. Seriously though, I'm glad we did this. Yeah, and I'm gonna text you as soon as we're done, as well. I'm sure.
I'm probably gonna watch the VOD as soon as we're done.
I'm gonna download as soon as it's ready. I'm gonna download it, and I'm gonna try for Monday to get it out. But it's probably gonna be like Wednesday as I look at my schedule for next week. Let's say Wednesday, but if it's out earlier, yay, go Dan. We'll see.
Yeah, I narrowly avoided a rough week at work because of the port strike.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we were supposed to have one of those. I've told you about these, the 40-foot containers of merchandise that come into my job.
Yes.
We were supposed to have one on Thursday, but that was like the second day of the strike.
Right.
So we were like, oh well, that one's probably not going to come. Hopefully it comes soon though, because then the weeks start to stack up. We'll have like every damn day, which is no good because orders still need to get filled. And it's like, so good. All right, we had one truck. It's probably just going to be here on Monday.
Yeah. Ugh. We're getting, because we do advertising, so like political is like, we had, I think Thursday we had $1 million of political advertising get sent to us, so we had to process. So we have that, plus we're launching a new system for one of my two teams works with, and like we're ramping up testing, and literally in 2 weeks we start training on it, and like we're launching December 1st, so like we have a lot to do. So like next week I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 14 meetings in 4 days. So it's gonna be great. It's gonna be good. Send memes, everyone. And then Thursday we'll laugh at funny videos in Discord. File, you can buy. I'll give you. Fine. You know what? We're gonna bring something back. And Nicole and Sway already have space, and so do Brian and Jess and a few other folks. They already have space on it. But we're gonna sell body parts for the races next year. So you could buy a body part and advertise whatever you want there. So yeah.
I would like to buy Dan's weenus.
You could buy the weenus. Yes. You might have to fight Kelly for it. Left cheek. Wow. Wow. Sway's got the butt. That doesn't sound right. Anyway, on that note, we're going to end the podcast. I'm going to say thank you guys for hanging out with PTM and I. Thank you for watching. Yeah, this will be live here on Spotify and iHeartRadio, but thank you, Love Your Faces. This has been me, Dan, Run Dan Run, and Powd3rd Toastmen, and we just gave you the runaround.